Alright, this is the 8.2 notes day 2, so we're going to do numbers 10 through 15, and we are solving systems of equation by substitution. So, on these, instead of giving you y equals like a number or 3 times x, they give you two equations that are y equals mx plus b to start off with. So, since these are both equal to y, we can set them equal to each other. So we're going to write negative 3x plus 4 equals 4x minus 10. Now, the steps to solving systems of equations. First, we want to get all the x's on one side, or all the variables on one side. Okay. So here, instead of negative 3x, I'm going to add this 3x over to this 4x. So then I have all my x's in one spot. So negative 3 plus 3 is 0, but 4x plus 3x is 7x. So now this says 4 equals 7x minus 10. Okay, then we want to get our constants on the other side. So our numbers without any variables. So this is subtract 10, so I'm going to do the opposite and add 10 over to the other side of the equal sign. So when I'm talking about the other side, I'm just talking about if you draw a dotted line down from the equal sign, move it over to the other side of that line. So 4 plus 10 would be 14 equals 7x, because 10 minus 10, negative 10 plus 10, is 0. So now this says 7 times something equals 14. So what we're going to do is divide by 7 to figure out what we're multiplying to get 14. So 14 divided by 7 would be 2 equals x. So we have x. Now we need to find y. So all you do is pick one of these equations. I'm going to use the bottom one because it doesn't have a negative in front. Y equals 4x minus 10. We know that x is 2, so y equals 4. We're going to replace x with 2. 4 times 2 minus 10. Well, 4 times 2 is 8, so 8 minus 10 would be negative 2. Y equals negative 2. So when we write our point, x is 2, y equals negative 2. Okay, there's a little more work to these than what we were doing yesterday, but you can definitely get this, and you're going to get plenty of time to work on it. Alright, number 11. Again, these are both equal to y, so we're going to set them equal to each other. Negative 4x plus 2 equals 6x minus 8. So, looking at our steps here, first we need the variables on one side, and then we need the constants on the other. So I'm going to add this 4x over to this 6x, because it's negative, so I'm doing the opposite and making it positive. Now, you could subtract the 6 over to the 4. I usually add because I don't want to work with negative numbers. So this cancels. 2 equals 10x minus 8. Okay, now I need to move the constants to the other side. So since this is subtract 8, I'm going to do the opposite and add 8. So this one cancels. 8 plus 2 is 10 equals 10 times x. And then we just divide by 10 and x equals 1. Okay, but we still need to know what y is. Pick either equation. This one doesn't have a negative in the front, so that's what I'm going to use. Either one will work. They both come up with the same answer. Totally up to you. Y equals 6x minus 8. And we know that x is 1. So 6 times 1 is 6. and 6 minus 8 is negative 2. So my point would be 1, negative 2. Okay, and we're just taking those right from what we get for x and y. Right? Okay, now, this is where they take it even one step further. There's not going to be a lot of these problems that you're going to have to do on your homework, but it's good to just talk about them to get you ready for algebra next year. So, this says y equals 3x minus 4. So, we are going to replace y in this equation with 3x minus 4. So, let's rewrite this. So, it says 4x plus 3 times, and we're replacing y with 3x minus 4 equals 1. Okay. Don't get stressed out. Just relax. You can do this. We got to distribute the 3. So 3 times 3 would be 9x, and 3 times 4 would be minus 12. Okay, so all we did was multiply everything in the parentheses by 3. Okay. Now, can we combine any like terms? 4x plus 9x would be 13x. So 13x minus 12 equals 1. Now, you have the same end goal. We want to move all the x's to one side, which we already have because all the x's are together and they're only on one side of the equal sign. We need to move the constants to the other side, so the numbers without x. So, since it says subtract 12, we're going to do the opposite and add 12, so that this cancels. And we have 13x equals 13. Since we're multiplying, the opposite is to divide, and 13 divided by 13 is 1. So x equals 1. Now, y equals 3x minus 4. We know that x is 1, so 3 times 1 minus 4, well, 3 times 1 is just 3, and 3 minus 4 is negative 1. So my point would be 1, negative 1. Okay. So this is getting more complicated as we get going, but you can do these. Like I said, there's not going to be a ton of these problems on your homework, but it's good for us to learn how to do them early. Okay, number 13. So we're going to replace y with x minus 4. So our new equation is negative 4x minus 6 times x minus 4 equals negative 16. We need to distribute negative 6 to everything in parentheses. So negative 6 times x is just negative 6x, and negative 6 times negative 4 is positive 24. Then we just write down everything we didn't change. Negative 4x minus 6x plus 24 equals negative 16. Right here, I've got two numbers with an x, so I can combine like terms. Negative 4x plus negative 6x equals negative 10x. So now we have negative 10x plus 24 equals negative 16. So we've got all the x's on one side. We need to move our constants to the other side. So this says add 24. We're going to do the opposite and subtract. So now, negative 16 minus 24, or negative 16 plus negative 24, would be 40, negative 40. This one cancels, so negative 10x equals negative 40. And the last thing we have to do is divide by negative 10. Negative 40 divided by negative 10 is positive 4. So x equals positive 4. Now, I'm going to use the y equals equation to figure out what y is. Y equals x minus 4 So y equals 4 minus 4, which is just 0. So my point would be 4, 0. Okay, we're almost there, only 2 problems left. Should be getting this a little bit by now. It's okay if it's still a little bit difficult. It's not an easy process, but we will get there. We're going to replace x with 3y plus 1. So this new equation is 2 times 3y plus 1 plus 4y equals 12. We're going to distribute 2 times 3 is 6y. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 4y equals 12. Then 6y plus 4y. We can combine like terms even if they're not right next to each other. 6 plus 4 would be 10y. Then we have the plus 2 equals 12. We only have the variable on one side, so that's good. Now we need to move the other numbers over. So instead of adding 2, we're going to subtract 2. So 10y equals 10. And we divide by 10. Y equals 1. So now I need to use the x equation to figure out what x is. X equals 3y plus 1. 3 times 1 plus 1. And 3 times 1 is 3, so x equals 3 plus 1, which is 4. So our point on number 14 is 4, 1. Okay, one more problem. Alright, this one says x equals y minus 4, so we're going to replace x with y minus 4. Negative 2 times y minus 4 plus 3y equals 6. We need to distribute this negative 2. So negative 2 times y is negative 2y. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. And plus 3y equals 6. So now we can add negative 2y plus 3y would be positive 1y, and you can write the 1, but you don't have to. Plus 8 equals 6. And then we want to get y by itself, so we do the opposite and subtract 8. This cancels. Y equals 6 minus 8 is negative 2. Now we need to find x. So x equals y minus 4. So in this case, x equals negative 2 minus 4. And negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. So our point would be negative 6, negative 2. Okay, we have gone through any type of problem you're going to see on the homework. If you have any questions, just let me know. It's no big deal. I can help you out. Go ahead and take a picture of your notes and submit it in the Dropbox. You have to show all of your work to get complete, to get full credit. So if I wrote it down, you probably should have been writing it down so that you have good notes. If you have any questions, just let me know.